Okay. There we go. Looks like we're ready. Looks like we're live. Evening, everybody. I'm a Japanese cartoon tonight. This isn't going to last very long. I just thought I'd try this out and see see what happens for some reason. I think I mentioned this last week that that there's this, I guess, this trend mostly started by PewDiePie of just suddenly becoming VTubers, virtual YouTubers. So, hi. I'm not real tonight. Like I said, this isn't going to last for very long. I'm going to get tired of this very quickly, I'm sure. But hey, here it is. Anyway, I'm also hoping that hoping against hope, I guess, that our stream has fewer technical difficulties than last time. I did fix some settings, which are relatively funny. The way that I had to fix them, because Dragon Age Origins is a very strange, very old game. With the fresh, nothing is on my face. Very obviously, see, it's very clean. In fact, okay, hold on. Let me fix it. There we go. Okay, actual genuine face reveal now. I am lizard. All right. Okay. Hold on. Let me fix it. I am. Now it's child YouTubing. That's fine, right? Unfortunately, I also couldn't set up an actual cat cam, and this is far too disturbing for me to actually have up for more than a few seconds, so... Okay, last one. I'd go with this one, but whenever I smile, it looks like I'm evil. Anyway, okay, I'm done. That was fun. Now we're finished. Let's actually get into whatever we're doing tonight. Playing games, talking about philosophy that shows up in those games, talking about whatever else comes up, stuff that I'm talking about in class, who knows, the usual. Anyway, I'm very glad that I did that, and I'm very glad that I'm probably not going to do it again. So, yeah, anyway, if anyone missed it, tell them to just rewind to the beginning. No one was wondering what the heck was going on with me being Japanimated. Kylie says it's the movie version of the musical Cats all over again. Yeah. That was worse, somehow. It was way worse. Hi, Kevin. Did you just miss my anime version of me? Because I'm not bringing it back. Not bringing it back. I was an anime for a few minutes. Like a minute. I'm almost definitely not bringing it back. I might at some point, maybe in the future, if it ever somehow becomes relevant, but it probably won't. Actually, darn, it's almost relevant to one of the things I kind of wanted to talk about tonight, which was something we were talking about in class in association with, oh no, this is going to crash, isn't it? Oh no, don't do this. It's a little frozen. Oh, you did see it. Okay, good. Good. Ah, we're back. All right. As you can see, the clothing textures on people are only one set of clothing. They're only wearing one thing now, which is very nice. Instead of it glitching between several different outfits all at once.
Crafts. Fine dwarven crafts.
So that's good.
From Orzammar.
Kylie says it was disturbing. I can't disagree. It occurred to me when I was playing back through this section 4 different times trying to get everything fixed. That we didn't talk to this lady about everything, like why she's here, stuff about her homeland and stuff like that. So we should do that before we actually move on to do some quest stuff. So let's do this first.
It is a pleasure to see you again. Have my flowers enticed you? Or perhaps you tire of the smells of the city and would buy my Orlesian oils?
Oh no, Kevin missed the anime. Just rewind to the beginning and then hit live, or double speed it up back to where we are. You'll see it there, and I won't have to do it again. Like I said, maybe I'll do it again at some point in the future, if there is, for some unholy reason, if there's a demand for such things, but probably not.
I am from Orlais. You've heard of us, no? Your Denerim is a fine city, but I miss my Valroyo. She's quite beautiful this time of year.
Tell me about Valroyo.
What I miss most are the clothes. The avenue of flowers this time of year has so many colors. And the skirts. Fine wools, cloths, many only the noble-born can afford. Ferelden is more muted. Its fashion's quite old. But I like the people of this city very much.
Kaylee says, sounds very Dendaya Raimi-ish. I mean, she's French, so the French really only have, like, a very select few voices. But Orlais is the neighboring country to Ferelden. It's basically fantasy France. Obsessed with high fashion. Most people are nobles at least, are decked out from head to toe in shiny baubles and such. We'll see more of them, more Orlesians in a little bit in the second game, and then a lot in the third game. In Inquisition. We learn a little bit about it from her. We also learned that Orlais recently-ish, like a generation previous, during King Kaelin's time, the previous king, tried to annex Ferelden, basically tried to take over, and that's how Loghain, the usurper who's kind of on the throne right now, that's how he got his title. Kevin says, such good complexion on my anime face, presumably. Thanks. Alright. Why'd you leave?
Orlais has many, many good things, but it is sometimes not so good to be common. My brother had trouble with a chevalier, and we departed shortly after.
What's a chevalier?
You know so little of Orlais here.
Yep.
The chevaliers are knights of the highest order. They are the most skilled in the world. Their discipline, formidable. For their service, they're allowed privileges. They can do whatever they want to the lesser born.
Yeah, that sounds French. What sort of trouble did you get in?
Took an interest in me. It was his right, but it was unwelcome. Incensed, my brother hit him over the head with a pot. Such a thing is almost treason. We left that very night and came here.
Those beasts are allowed to rape women?
That and more. Some revere them for their skill and their high service, but others tread lightly. As lightly as the mouse in the cat's den. If you will excuse me, I feel a touch lightheaded.
Yeah, okay, cool. So there's a group of knights in Orlais with near absolute power over anybody they damn well please, so that's cool. Yeah, that's awful. Like I said, we will see more of Orlais and even more of Chevaliers and how they behave, how they act later on. Nothing quite depicted gets so dark as that, if I recall, but at least not depicted. Not even much mentioned, but implied here and there. But yeah, Orlais is very, very socially stratified, if nothing else. Let's help out Alistair to meet with his sister, Goldana, here. Oh, I should have looked this up.
Hello?
Hey, you have linens to wash? I charge 3 bits on a bundle, you won't find better. And don't trust what that Natalia woman tells you either. She's foreign and she'll rob you blind.
I'm not here to have any wash done. My name's Alistair. Well, this may sound sort of strange, but are you Goldana? If so, I suppose I'm your brother.
My what? I am Goldana, yes. How do you know my name? What kind of tomfoolery are you folk up to?
He's telling the truth. Listen to him.
Look, our mother, she worked as a servant in Redcliffe Castle a long time ago before she died. Do you know about that?
You! I knew it! They told me you was dead. They told me the babe was dead along with mother, but I knew they was lying.
They told you I was dead? Who? Who told you that?
Them's at the castle. I told them the babe was the king's and they said he was dead. Gave me a coin to shut my mouth and sent me on my way. I knew it.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that. The babe didn't die. I'm him. I'm your brother.
For all the good it does me. You killed Mother, you did, and I've had to scrape by all this time. That coin didn't last long, and when I went back, they ran me off.
So, we'll come back to this. Kevin says, those knights seem just the type I would take occasion to murder whenever possible. Would that it were so, but of course they also carry the authority of the crown, and they are masters of the battlefield, and very well equipped, and yada yada yada. All of those things that makes that in particular very difficult. Because of course that is what it takes to wield absolute power, is the actual ability to back it up. And they seem to, Chevaliers typically seem to have it. If only political power, if not actual prowess on the battlefield. So, much easier said than done, but, you know, if it can be done, I definitely get the impulse and the justification for it. So, killing his mother in childbirth was hardly Alistair's fault, is it?
And who in the Maker's name are you? Some servant of his to carry all his riches, I expect.
Hey, don't speak to him that way. He's my friend. And a Grey Warden, just like me.
Oh, I see. A prince and a Grey Warden too. Well, who am I to think poorly of someone so high and mighty compared to me? I don't know you, boy. Your royal father forced himself on my mother and took her away from me. And what do I got to show for it? Nothing. They tricked me good. I should have told everyone. I got 5 mouths to feed. And unless you can help with that, I got less than no use for you.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to say.
Kevin says they gotta eat, right? There's always poison. A woman's weapon, but also probably also an Orlesian weapon. So, yeah. Kylie says, y'all, I did so much adulting today. I paid off cards. Got my forms for next fall filled out. I feel adult AF RN. Yes, I know what that means, but by stating it that way, you're a little bit contravening the statement that you've been adulting. Just gotta say. Congratulations anyway, but man, could you have said it in a more Gen Z kind of way? Oh gosh. Maybe I'm old. Nah, definitely old. Goldana, Alistair came here hoping to find his family.
Well, so he's found it. I'm his sister. But what are you to me, boy? Except the one who took my mother away,
You think I wished her dead? I never wanted that. I didn't have the life you think I did, Goldana.
I suppose not. A bastard is still a bastard, isn't he? But brother or no, I've got 5 mouths to feed and no time to spare until they are.
And let me promise you this, Goldana. I'll do whatever I can, speak to whomever I have to ensure you and your children are taken care of.
That sounds all well and fine, but you'll have to forgive me if I don't exactly hold my breath.
You have my promise. I can't give you more than that. Let's go. I want to go. Goodbye, sister.
He's a little immature about this, but
Well,
never
that
had
was
the chance really to
not
grow
what
up
I
into it.
expected, to put it lightly.
Grow up
I
into a
lived up to
situation
my
like
promise,
this.
I suppose, but this is the family I've been wondering about all my life? I can't believe it. I guess I was expecting her to accept me without question. Isn't that what family is supposed to do? I feel like a complete idiot.
Kylie says, wait, I am Gen Z. Yeah, I know. I'm aware of that. And even if I weren't aware of that, you said adult afrun, which really gives it away. Like I said, congratulations regardless. That's all good. That's all very good news. It's great. But man, I can't help but make fun of those of a different generation from me. It's like I very equally throw around OK Boomer and OK Zoomer. It's kind of our millennial thing. It's all we have, really, as a point of pride for our generation. Is poking fun at others so they don't notice that we're a mess. Kevin says rapists don't deserve a manly death. Women's weapon it is. Yeah, I agree. Couldn't agree more, really. Be nice if they could see it coming, but, you know, still. If only so they can, you know, have a chance for remorse and maybe even repentance, but at least remorse and at least acknowledging, you know, wrongdoing, that kind of thing. He's Zoomer, Kylie says. Yeah, that's the official term. The term is Zoomer for you people. Okay, I gotta figure out. You don't need her. You have others who care for you. Yeah, let's go with that. She is not This is not a healthy relationship to encourage him into.
Such as? The only person who ever cared about me was Duncan, and he's gone.
You have friends, Alistair. I'm one of them.
Thank you. I'm glad you came with me. Let's just go. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Okay. Okay. Now, we have other quests that need doing in Denerim. Not the armory. We should go to... I'm going to wait on Brother Genitives. We're going to come back to that quest, because that's quite a quest line. It's rather high level, so I'm going to come back with everybody we can. All of our teammates. That's it. Kevin says, lol, I'm one of those much maligned millennials. Yeah, same, embarrassingly.
Yes.
The door opens in the crackers in response to a knock. There's a light breeze like a change in pressure. Present the small painted box. A large shadow nods. A pouch of coins appears in exchange. The door closes. A giggle. So I think that giggle... I don't know if this has been confirmed or not. But I think that giggle, the character who made that giggle, the child who made that giggle, returns in Dragon Age Inquisition. So keep that in mind for when we get to Inquisition in like a year or whatever.
Going.
Let's see the wonders of Thedas. We have to steal something in here. And we need to buy some stuff. Who are we stealing from? Up here. This person.
This weather is miserable.
Yes?
Don't bump into me, you clumsy oaf.
Darn. Can I turn invisible yet? No, darn.
I shall.
Got it. Yay.
Where's the tavern?
I don't like that voice, but whatever.
Yes, make it quick.
I have a note here from your master.
Strange. Let's see this. I knew it. I gave that man the best 7 weeks of my life. Well, I guess he won't have me to push around anymore. Ha!
Okay, so they're fired, basically. All right. Let's talk
Welcome
to the
to
Tranquil.
the wonders of Thedas. We carry items crafted by the Circle, as well as a variety of antiquities. Is there anything you would like to see?
Yep. Ooh. Ooh. These are pricey, but maybe worth it. That's pretty good. Increase on fire. Lightning. Increase on electricity. I use a lot of fire. That's crazy expensive. I need to get it eventually, but... Ash Warrior Axe. Don't need that at all. Too short, but I don't need that either. Wow. Kylie says, yo, I'm thinking of doing NATS auditions for voice lessons. It's basically like competition level for voice students, where we get feedback on our performance from people other than our instructors. Go for it. That sounds great. That sounds like a really good opportunity, I would think. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, man. Yeah, but I have such a good sesh. Yeah, I need to get it. Even if I'm not going to use it, I'll at least give it to Morrigan. I have one of those. Gift. It's expensive. For Shale. Yeah, so I need Torch of Embers. Yeah, let's get that. Oh. Oh, alright, cool. Alright, that's all we can afford, really, at this point. Kylie says, I'm working on Waitresses When He Sees Me, my favorite things from Sound of Music, Until There Was You from Music Man. I only know the middle of those. I only really know the middle of those. Let's wear that. Give this to Morrigan. Oh, well, yeah, no, it's still better. Let's equip this on Dalen. And Darkspawn Staff. And sell that then. I'll do that real quick.
Welcome to the wonders of Theology.
Sell that. Cool. Alright, that'll do for now. Let's move on. Kevin asked, Kylie, are you a singer? Did you tell me this and I forgot? Yes, she is. Right. Cool, so we stole the thing. Let's go talk to the guy. The thief guy.
Dwarven
turn in
crafts.
whatever it was we
Find dwarven crafts. Direct from Orzammar.
Let's not spend money on another quest, though, because we don't have a lot of money.
You're back, eh? Once Sir Nancine realizes she's robbed, I bet she'll be furious. That's delicious. Truly well done. You have time for another?
You have another mark?
I'm glad you asked. It'll cost you 3 sovereigns.
I can't afford that.
I know I'm asking a lot, but I assure you it's worth it. Just come back later when you have the funds.
Yeah, no way. Definitely can't afford that. I have 1 sovereign. Kylie says, I don't think I told you this, Kevin. I'm working on my voice right now, but I don't think I'll ever want to be a full-time singer, because there's the whole Hollywood no privacy, and I don't think I want the extra anxiety. Yeah, I don't blame you really at all. So actually, this brings up something else it's been on my mind, all over my mind all day today, which is the cancellation of Gina Carano. Gina Carano, if you don't know, is former MMA fighter who became an actress and has been in a couple of things, most notably The Mandalorian.
Who is the most self-important of them all? Good times.
Most notably, recently has been in The Mandalorian, and I thought has been pretty good in it. Unfortunately, she was sort of canceled, I guess you could say, for a lot of things. It's really a straw breaking the camel's back sort of thing, I suppose. I'm gonna try and open this, see what happens. Can I just walk up and do it? No, don't do that. Oh God. I just lost 9 gold. Can I just... Oh. Oh, that was really stupid. I shouldn't have done... Oh, fuck. Anyway, Kylie says I've written things that can be considered songs. Put them on my blog, but I have no idea what beat or melody would work with the lyrics. Yeah, you do kind of need the songwriting thing, which is more music. Well, ideally it should be more music theory stuff, but maybe not necessarily these days. Kylie says I like being famous and people hearing my voice is compelling, but yeah, no extra anxiety for me. Yeah, I get that. And like I was saying, the social pressure, especially these days, is ridiculous especially for somebody who's like didn't set out for that. And the whole like I said, the whole thing with Gina Carano, the point she made was maybe made clumsily because she made a World War II analogy, but it was a World War II analogy that I'll just point out that I use in class often. In fact, I just shared something about it like last week or something on my personal page. But yeah, it's the point was, and again, I think this analogy might work better with the Soviets because the Soviet Union, this was a much worse problem. But she pointed out that it wasn't the World War II bad guy soldiers. I'm not going to say the word. The soldiers and such, and the party members who were initially persecuting the Jews. It was their neighbors and their friends and other people in society that were doing it, and it takes that. It requires that kind of complicity on the part of a tyrannical public in order to visit any kind of tyranny or horrors on people in general. And she's absolutely right. This is the kind of thing that destroys a society from within. And we see it a lot, and we even see it today in our society. And that's what she was pointing out, that this is a real problem, and it's something that we should be careful of because it leads to bad places. But of course, she made a Holocaust analogy, and that just can't be, even though it didn't actually have much to do with the Holocaust directly. So of course, she proved her own point by being canceled. Kevin says Gina did a mild version of what the left does towards Trump, but she picked the wrong side according to Hollywood. It's not even that. That's not the thing that gets to me. It's that she was completely right. It's just people refuse to see what she was saying because of the association. Right? It's again, as a logician, it's just a genetic fallacy. That's all. Which irritates me for other reasons, and because it's pointing to the collapse and the degradation of social cohesion, which is a huge problem right now. So Kylie, to fill you in, Gina Carano, like I said, a actress, MMA fighter turned actress, most notably, recently at least, is in The Mandalorian as a badass, basically. And she was set to basically get her own spin-off series. The Rangers of the New Republic was ostensibly going to be about her and some sidekicks. So I don't know what they're going to do now. That they have apparently, Disney Corporation and Lucasfilm have apparently fired her because of a tweet. This tweet in particular being about the problems with social cohesion and these problems with people being willing to abuse their friends and neighbors at the encouragement of the political elite, but without the political elite being actually responsible for it, and that without, the bad guys in power being the ones to do the bad guy stuff. So, now she has been, fired from The Mandalorian, which is a damn shame. Fired from basically her own show, which is even more of a shame, because I was actually interested and excited about that show. Rangers of the New Republic was probably going to be pretty good. But now what? I don't know. There is at least a chance with given enough backlash that they might actually wind up backing down. But who knows? We'll see. And the other really honestly funny thing to me is that well, actually, I'll come back to it. I want to talk to this guy first, and then I'll come back to what I find really funny about this. Well, that's what? Anyone need help? Maybe with something not strictly legal? Wink? Might as well just say wink out loud at this point. Yeah, here you go. I love old school RPGs. Sure, let's just solve problems for people using sketchy means. Heck yeah. Alright. What in the world? Oh, gosh. Alright, so yeah, same on that note. Kevin says she has a lot of pretty good stuff she's posted. She's kind of based. Yeah, I actually love her. Like, as an actress, she's good. But like, I've seen her in interviews and on her social media posts and stuff. She's fantastic. She's just seems like a genuinely funny and interesting and kind person. Without being a softie, because how can you be a softie if you beat the crap out of people for a living? But the thing that's funny to me about it is that she's basically being canceled for being conservative. And everything that she says is not conservative, right? She would have, like, any more than, like, a few minutes ago, I guess, would have effectively been considered a liberal, right? Everything that she's saying and everything that she's doing would have basically gotten her called a libtard during the George W. Bush years, or, 15, 20 years ago. Because, yeah, of course, that's because there's been such a radical shift in how we see politics. The political spectrum has shifted so radically. And this is actually something I'll point out too. It's like I really like to point to and really ask, because I've actually never gotten a really good straight answer about this. Are there any policy positions where Donald Trump, during his presidency, was actually to the left, was actually to the right of Bill Clinton during his presidency? I would argue that he was roughly equivalent, or maybe even to the left, of Bill Clinton from 1992 to 1999. Or I guess to 2000, because he was president through 2000. But again, perspectives have shifted so radically that Trump is seen as a radical right-winger. Well, he's not. He's a 1990s New York Democrat. Right? It's just that, he's a 1990s New York Democrat, and I've talked about this before, especially in the context of cancel culture, in particular when I talked about J.K. Rowling, that she was a progressive. She was an absolute progressive 20 years ago. But it's just that her views haven't changed as quickly as the sort of progressive stack. Kevin says, I kind of got the center libertarian vibe from her, meaning Gina Carano. I don't know. I just think she was kind of a default Hollywood liberal, or maybe not Hollywood, but a default cultural liberal, like most people are before they think about it, because she hadn't gotten involved into politics. Now, eventually, she's obviously moved to the right, politically speaking, just because she's been harassed nonstop by everyone on the left for the last, 2 years. So, yeah, it's kind of... I mean, I think at this point she probably does lean libertarian a little bit, from the interviews and stuff I've seen of her, but I don't know. Maybe, again, more of a centrist. She really is not, politically radical. It's just that, she won't... The biggest thing is she refuses to cave to pressure. Kevin says, oh, okay. Kevin says Trump was extremely pro-life in his policy actions.
And I'm off.
Okay, to a degree. Not much more than Clinton, though, I don't think. Clinton wasn't exactly, by today's standards, pro-abortion. I mean, he was a little bit. So, okay, there is probably one area where Trump is a little bit to the right of Bill Clinton. We found one.
Huh. I suppose you want a drink now, do you?
I'm a Crimson Ore. Which way you looking, or we'll rip your damned eyes out and piss in your skull. Another round for me men.
Will you go away?
Now we drink more.
I'm supposed to kick you guys out.
Next,
Excuse me.
drink to battle and victory. Now we drink more.
As I live and breathe, you're the Grey Warden everyone's been talking about.
Something I can do for you?
I represent the Blackstone Irregulars. We're a mercenary company that fell on hard times after the war with Orlais.
Okay.
I'm sure you know that times are getting worse every day. With your help, the Irregulars could be of use to Ferelden once more.
How can I be of service?
Our leaders thought you might be willing to help. Each of our posts in Ferelden will contain letters addressed to you. Unlike most who work with us, you're getting letters straight from Raelnor and Tauran, our leaders. I hope this tells you how highly the Irregulars regard the Grey Wardens.
I'll take a look.
Thank you. When you've completed a mission, just return to me or any of our members stationed at an Irregulars post. We'll make sure your efforts are rewarded. Maker's blessings light your path.
Okay, let's have a look. Okay, we gotta send death notices. Gotta give them stuff. And we gotta track down deserters. Oh, okay.
The Irregulars thank you.
Yay, got some stuff. Wow, 3 gold. That's a decent amount.
Next, drink to battle I'm a and Crimson victory. Ore. Which way you looking?
Now
We'll
we
rip your
drink
damned eyes out and
more.
piss
Okay,
in
I'm
your
gonna
skull.
leave them all alone, I guess. Jeez.
My shift's nearly over. Thank Andraste.
Okay.
I imagine you have already composed a suitable ballad to commemorate the events at Redcliffe, Leliana.
Oh, we already heard
Why
them
would
say
I
that.
do such a thing?
You have taken up your instruments once
Going.
again, have you not? So to speak. A bard takes events of great import and puts them to tale.
What happened at Redcliffe was horrible. So many people died, and they were violated by unimaginable evil forces.
That was not so difficult, was it? You may wish to
It's good
add
coffee,
music,
shame I just
however.
spilled.
You make it sound as if you enjoyed what happened there. I can barely stomach to think of it.
But we were successful in the end. Victory without cost has little worth.
I just think of what that poor little boy went through. No, I don't want to glorify what happened there.
Then who will learn from these events? I would think on it some more, were I you.
It's true. She has a point. She has a point. The bard's job is to pass on history, to tell these tales so people can learn from it and hear it. And again, this is a similar thing that I've got a problem with things like cancel culture and stuff like that. Honestly, this is something that I said. Again, I posted a thing about this. I'll put it in the description actually. It was a video. I guess I called it a video essay from a guy called The Critical Drinker. Where he makes a really solid point about this sort of thing, that the past and history, and especially art that we have made and we have done, is there. It is our culture. It is our inheritance. And if we today want to apply our standards, even if they're better standards, to the works of history, we may be able to do that, but what we're doing is we are deconstructing our past, and we're making it so that we can't understand where we came from. We can't learn from anything at all. And it not only removes our ability to learn from the past, but it also sort of, I guess you might say, it invades or it disrupts the artistic integrity of those who came before us. Even if that artistic integrity winds up having been bad decisions, it still means that that they, we are usurping them, which I'm not okay with. It's the same reason as the whole Miranda's butt thing from Mass Effect. With the Mass Effect remaster, they're getting rid of the weird camera angles. Fair enough. I think they were probably a bad decision in the first place. Like I said this Monday. For the most part, they were a bad decision in the first place, and they probably should have been different. But now that they're going through in the remaster and fiddling with it, they're changing things. What do we have now? We have, is this Mass Effect? Is this the Mass Effect trilogy? Is this Mass Effect 2? Or is this Mass Effect Legendary Edition? Is this a work of 2011, or is this a work of 2021? Is this a work of BioWare? The original BioWare? Or is this a work of EA? It's not clear to me, and I think that's a bit of a problem. it takes art to be this sort of blob, rather than being real works, creations, things that we make. And maybe I just take creation very, very seriously. I'll put a link in the description to a video that I've done on a similar subject. Because I see creation and creativity as a mark of the divine. Right, I see that as part of the image and likeness of God that we bear, is our ability to create something new, right, from our own minds, from our own choices. That I think that's so incredibly important that we shouldn't just sort of steamroll over human creativity like that. Even if it was a bad choice, again, even if it turned out badly, I wouldn't want to change it. Like, I for example, I despise the Last Airbender movie. It was bad in every way. It's not even so bad it's good. It's just so bad it's bad. But I wouldn't want it tweaked and changed to make it a little bit better. It would still be bad, right? It still would be what it is. Okay, so there's a discussion going on in the chat about pro-life and pro-choice. I will get to that in a moment, but I'm about to enter a cutscene, which is why I'm standing in a doorway. So, yeah,
Hey,
here we go.
What are you doing?
Cleaning?
This is
Alistair.
Lady Sophie's room.
Sophie doesn't deserve your loyalty. Look the other way.
You're right. She has this coming. Just be
believe that
quick.
worked.
I don't want someone else coming in on you.
I cannot believe that worked. Okay. Hey, Leliana, open that for me. Yeah, take everything.
We're on our way.
Yeah. All right, anything in here? Injury. Ooh, nice. There's even a nice stone bath. I really dig those. Really dig that. Cabinet. Email boots. Nice. We'll take it. Why is Saoirse still awake? I don't like this. All right, so let me read everything really quick, and then I will give my own input. Did you notice this? This is a beer. It's a delightful. It's actually a delicious beer. It's speaking of World War II. This is a Monte Carlo, which is a German-style Guatemalan beer, and we all kind of know what that means. It's good though, despite what might be considered troubling association. I don't know. I have no. Other than the fact that it is a Bock, a German Bock from Guatemala, I have no reason to associate this with World War II refugees, so to speak. But anyway, Kylie said, "Yeah, I used to be a pretty libertarian." Oh no, wait, that's Kevin. Sorry. Sorry. Kylie says, I need some explanation on pro-life versus pro-choice. My understanding of pro-choice is that people recognize and accept that the person has a right to do with their body what they will. Pro-life, I'm shaky on. There's a lot of different views I've seen on Facebook, so it's difficult to decipher. Or difficult for me to decipher. Kevin says, yeah, I used to be a pretty libertarian dude. Then during my later Ron Paul Revolution days, I knew everyone I knew went crazy hard left and kept me kept calling me various bigot labels, and I said, screw it. I get that. There was a huge... Okay, so every libertarian in the world complains about two pipelines. The libertarian to alt-right pipeline, which they would accuse you of falling into. And on the other hand, the libertarian to Bernie bro pipeline, if you will. Where you have these left libertarians who are so endearingly called the loser brigade by everyone who matters, and are insufferable in just the way you've described. Can't stand them. Kylie then says, I don't know where I am on the political scale. I'm not too strong in knowledge on a lot of political news. Kevin, I'm not going to read that aloud, but if you want to know what I'm implying, read it aloud to yourself. As far as the Bock goes, the Monte Carlo. I actually, again, like I said, I have no idea the history of the Monte Carlo Brewing Company. I just know that they are relatively old and have more recently become Guatemalan. More recently than their founding, I should say. They were founded in Germany in the late 19th century, I think. And then we're not in Germany anymore, let's say. Anyway, so you've described the pro-choice argument more or less well, right? It's a bodily autonomy argument for the most part. The idea being that People should be able to control their own bodies. Right? What they do with their own bodies is their own choice. Fair enough. Okay. The pro-life position does not disagree with that, but it disagrees with the implications of it. Right? The implications of that being the dispute usually comes down to one of two questions. One, do unborn human beings have personhood? Do they have rights like adults do? Right? Do all human beings have rights? Or in other words, are you a person before you were born? And of course, I would argue that yes, and I've given some arguments for that before. I could give more. My most straightforward would be in my Aristotle on the Soul video. I go into detail as to why that would be the case. I don't actually draw that implication specifically, but keeping this in mind, you can see where the reasoning that I lay out there, pointing out with the soul, right, what individuates an organism, a life form, is its internal principle of development and change, which is present from conception because it's an independent organism which develops on its own. Which incidentally, for some reason, my video on Aristotle and the Soul is my first or second most viewed video on this channel. I'm shocked by that. I think someone's using it for something. Like for a class or sharing it around in a lot of places or something like that. But because it's shocking to me that has so much traction. I think I did a decently good job, but man, that's really quite something. Kylie had to read the beer description so many times before she realized. Yeah, well, I don't want to say it. Anyway, but so that is question one, right? Are the unborn persons, or unborn human beings, persons? If so, it comes down to question two. Does the mother have a right to do whatever she wishes to that person? If not, then the pro-choice position is settled. Right? There are then still questions as to, sexual morality and things like if the unborn is not actually a person, there are still questions of the end or the aim or the purpose of sexual relations, right? So, but then it becomes basically the same question as contraception, right? Separate issue. See my natural law lecture if you want to know more about that, particularly the third one, the one on natural law consequences. Let me write that down too. Natural Law 3. The description of this video is going to get long. Anyway, so that one. But if the unborn human is a person, and therefore deserving of rights and the ordinary things that we associate with human beings, human persons, then it is a morally significant thing to do something to that person. That can include, well, if the unborn is a person, then abortion is the killing of an innocent person. So, okay. Further question. Does the mother have a right to do whatever, and under what circumstances does she have a right to do anything she pleases to that person? There are a couple of positions here. One is the pro-life position. No. Right? She does not have a right to kill an innocent person. Full stop. Right? This is the obvious and straightforward position. So it's not the very nuanced one. But, I'll be honest, not everything needs a ton of nuance. Right? It is always necessarily morally wrong to intentionally kill an innocent human being. I think that's a pretty straightforwardly true statement. Which is why I take the pro-life position very strongly. The other position, if the unborn is a person, but with rights that ordinarily entails, the other position is what would be generally called the evictionist position, which is that the mother has the right to evict this unborn child from her body, including if that results in his or her death, because it is her body and therefore something akin to her property. She does not have an obligation to provide for that unborn child. Again, there are huge problems with this. I have an essay on it, which is on my blog. If it's not, I'll put it there. If you want to look now, it's professormccoy.wordpress.com, and it would be the one about an airplane trip cut short, if you recall. It might be there. I might have to transfer it over there. But that's the one it is. That's what it is. So there you go. There's that. But that is specifically against the evictionist position, this idea that unborn children are persons with rights, but that those rights do not supersede the rights of the mother, and so the mother has the right to evict the fetus, even if that means that will result in his or her death. Similarly, too, if you evict a tenant and they refuse to leave, you would ultimately be, you would be justified in eventually escalating to lethal force if it became necessary, right? So that's more or less the position. Yeah, I'll see if it's up there. It should be. You might be able to find it. If you do, great. If not, it will be in the description of this afterwards, even if it means I have to re-upload it. Because it was one of those that I had written for a defunct website. Website that has since gone down. So I'd need to find the archive and stuff. All right, let's see what's in here. Book.
Huh.
Nice. Thug, huh? Ellie says, my blog's on WordPress too. Finally figured out how to work it. Awesome. Send that to me. I'll also put that link in the description too. If you
hear about a note? Maybe we have some things we can talk about. You are of great interest to me.
Okay. That is, send it to me and let me know if you want me to put it in the description. I'd be happy to, but I don't want to put you on last if not. So, anyway. Don't want to presume. You're the ones trying to kill me?
Who do you blame for a death? The sword or the swordsman? Crows are swords, instruments used by someone else for their own reasons. So, one of our swords is hired out. He and his employees will do their job or die trying. But the crows as a whole have no bias.
Darn. I really should have brought Zevran. What? I thought I put that on silent. Stop. Oh, that's you. Ah, okay, yes. I will put that. I will put that in the description. I thought I put that on silent, sorry. But yes, I will. Darn, I really should have brought Zevran to this, and it's too late. Okay. So this is interesting because this is the same justification that Thane gives in Mass Effect, that an assassin is a weapon, that he basically sells the use of his skills to someone. And so don't, blame the gun when you pull the trigger. Kevin says the evictionist view seems to posit there is a right of property, that the right of property supersedes the right to life. Is there a hierarchy between the natural rights, or are they considered co-equal? They should never interfere with one another, or they aren't rights. That's the consistent position, right? A right is by its definition absolute. In other words, there is no, you cannot have competing rights claims, which is why you can't have positive rights, right? Why you can't have a right to a service, for example. It's because that would mean that you are imposing on, you're imposing a positive obligation on somebody else. Hence, positive right. Rights, by their very nature, have to be negative, right? It means non-interference. You have a right not to have somebody do something to you. You have a right to be free from something. And so what this means is that you have a right to your property. The evictionist will claim that that is absolute. Yes, you have a right to your property. The fetus has a right to his or her property. But since his property or her property is infringing upon yours, they are, albeit unintentionally, the trespasser and or aggressor. That should be weird. And it is weird. And it's it's entirely wrong. There was a decent, well, I don't know if I'll put that in there, but if I remember, I will. If I don't, it wasn't great. One of the most notable defenders of evictionism is Walter Block, the economist, and philosopher, which mostly economist, libertarian legal theorist as well. I mean, not philosopher so much. And he puts forward that the evictionist position quite strongly, but again, I don't think quite successfully because, well, I mean, Block has some really weird positions on some other things that I can go into as well. But on this one, I think he's very clearly wrong. Because again, there's no mens rea, there's no actual intent behind the what one might call the trespass, and so there is no trespass, right? The child is brought into the situation involuntarily, and is in fact brought into being in the situation involuntarily, and so cannot be held responsible for it. But you know who can be held responsible for the situation? Usually mom. This is basically the key to my counter argument to the position, which is my airplane argument. Which, briefly, suppose that you are invited by your parents to go up in an airplane. Your mom, halfway through, mid-flight, says she doesn't want you on the airplane anymore, demands you get out. No, you cannot have use of her parachute. Get out. Forces you out at gunpoint, and when you refuse to jump out of the plane, shoots you and dumps your lifeless body out of the airplane. This is roughly equivalent to eviction, qua abortion, at least insofar as the child cannot survive outside the womb. Now, if the child can survive outside the womb, that would be, inducing early labor and giving the child up for adoption, which is legally permitted under current law anyway. So that's not a debate. So, again, that's the short version of my argument that I put forward there. Kylie says, I mean, I don't know where I stand on it, because on the one hand, if the mother has good reason, such as the baby she has inside is killing her by a chemical deficiency, should she sacrifice herself? Well, again, in most cases, those are, first of all, very, very, very rare circumstances where there is a significant risk to the life of the mother. And then further, in a case like that, say ectopic pregnancy is a go-to example for this sort of thing, where the pregnancy will in fact threaten the life of the mother, then you can do something which will predictably result in the death of the child, say excising the fallopian tube in the case of an ectopic pregnancy. However, that is not directly killing the child. That is doing something after which the child will die, which, if it is for a grave enough purpose, and there is no alternative to achieve that purpose. In this case, saving the life of the mother carrying the child, and further, especially the case where not doing so would result in the child dying anyway. That falls under what's called the principle of double effect, which is a Thomistic principle, broadly speaking, that holds that you can do something as long as it is not intrinsically disordered, is for a good and intrinsically good purpose, even if its known results will be bad. Short version. Kevin says, it seems that there is a dilemma between the right of life of the unborn and the right of property. Again, not necessarily, because there can't be a dispute about it, because the right of the question is whether the right to property would even apply, right? Because if the child is brought into the world, or brought into this circumstance, then the child was essentially invited into a vulnerable situation. If the child is invited into a vulnerable situation, the person or persons who put the child into this vulnerable situation have a responsibility to safely deliver that child out of the vulnerable situation. In other words, what ultimately usually will amount to deliver the child, so to speak. Yes, that was kind of a pun, I guess. But again, this comes down to not so much a conflict with the right of property, but the results of a particular use of property that ultimately would otherwise amount to aggression against the child. Right? So, just because I have a right to property of, a knife, say, right? So, if I have a knife, right, my traditional Scottish skean right? Neat, great. I have a right to do with what I want with this property. That doesn't mean I have a right to jab it into somebody else's property, namely their body. Right? That's very different. Right? That is not the kind of thing that I have a right to do with my property because it infringes upon the property of somebody else, and in that case, the life of somebody else. Ellie says, when it's early stages, like not formed with limbs or anything, definitely not later stages. So again, that comes down to whether it's a person or not, right? The level of development is, I mean, where the line gets drawn is the relevant philosophical question, and there are, roughly speaking, there's one. Well, I would argue that there is one consistent and coherent place to draw that line of when does it become a person with rights, and that is at conception, when the gametes come together to form a new organism, right? The only other reasonable alternative is when the child is capable of surviving on his or her own without parental assistance, which, I mean, based on what my parents said, is like 20 something. So unless you're in for like 30th trimester abortions, let's not push that. Kevin says, what about rape? Would the evictionist position have more merit on this account, since the child's not invited? Yes, it's much more challenging to the rape case, which again is not. That's something I don't address in my essay there. I mean, again, you can still put forward the fact that it is that the child is still not the one responsible for the trespass, and so should not and cannot legally, rightfully, or morally be held responsible for the trespass. And so the only person who could be held responsible for any aspect of the crime is the criminal, i.e. the rapist. And so it still comes down to punishing or doing violence against the child for the crimes of his or her father in this case. Still not right. Let's talk more about murder as we go. You were hired to kill me.
I can't stress enough that I wasn't hired to do anything. An associate was, and he's failed, and failed badly.
That's true, he's a
client
camp.
Can always hire more help if the job isn't done the first time. But I am hoping we can make sure that doesn't happen.
Erica makes a good point, right? The example of threat to the life of the mother is a pro-choice myth. There's no case where the direct killing of a child is permissible for the health of the mother. Yeah, very true. Again, the only cases would be something like an ectopic pregnancy, in which case it would not be the direct killing of the child. It would be the excising of an inflamed fallopian tube, which would then result in the child's death. But again, that's substantially morally different. Similarly, there might be need to deliver a child early, right? In which case, there are doctors who will say that that this requires abortion. But in those cases, it is, in all medical cases, those are instances where there would be no difference in terms of prognosis between abortion and delivery. The abortion, all it does is kill the child beforehand, rather than deliver the child. I'm trying to think of, I'll find something on this from Trent Horn, the Catholic apologist. Trent Horn is probably one of the best philosophers on the abortion issue that I at least read regularly. Which is, I mean, as a professional philosopher, he has around the same philosophical expertise that I do in terms of credentials. But he specializes in this. He has a degree. He has a master's degree in bioethics, in particular. Bioethics is a side interest and side research area for me. I don't know. It seems like I ought to have more highly credentialed and specialized experts on the field, but honestly, it's the cutting edge work is not being done by expert philosophers, by PhD philosophers for the most part. Especially in the fields of bioethics, and bioethics, especially related to abortion, is more being handled on the popular level than the professional philosophical level, because the wheels of professional philosophy turn rather slowly, much more slowly than the relevant medical information in bioethics, let's say. Of course, I would also argue that the relevant medical information in bioethics has been known since Aristotle, but again, putting that... that's a stretch, but yeah. New information isn't going to change a hell of a lot when it comes to this issue, and at least based on the arguments I've made. All right, how can I trust you, Mr. Sellsword?
A man's word is vital in any profession, especially delicate ones.
Okay, so honor among thieves?
Something like that.
All right, what do you want?
Ferelden is a busy place. Blight, civil war, other mayhem. Lots of people not getting along. Sometimes they really don't get along. Maybe want to do something about it. The people that handle that sort of thing can get real busy.
So you want to hire me?
You could say that. Not many people we can turn to. So, someone that's crossed our path and lived, well, maybe they could help out. Make some coin. Everyone wins.
So, be an assassin. You're tragically mistaken if you think I'm an assassin.
I... see. Then we are wasting time. No offense meant. Talk to Caesar back at our stall if you want to buy something. No hard feelings, right?
Okay. Yeah, let's not do assassination stuff, I guess. What's all that? Nothing. Darn. Yeah, let's not be assassins. I know it's a quest that we could pick up as a quest, but also let's not be assassins. I'd rather not be assassins. All right. Now, I think we're ready to get out of Denerim. Well, no. There's other things to do elsewhere in the city. So let's go do other things elsewhere in the city. How about that? And then we'll get out of Denerim. Jesus, it's been over an hour just doing this. Mostly because I've been yammering on nonstop. So that's part of the problem.
Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven crafts. Direct from Orzammar.
Dwarven crafts. What do I have? I have enough. I could get the what's it called? The next job, but nah, another time. Another time. City map. Kevin says abortion is a pretty heavy topic. I think we have a good discussion here. I appreciate the grace and friendship with which it's been delivered. Thank you. I do what I can on that. I try very hard not to. I try to provide more light than heat on these kinds of issues, especially on a stream where it would be unfair of me to berate, especially people who can't argue back. But try and make it as fair-minded as I possibly can in circumstances like this, which is
here, men.
really the kind of thing I do in class as well.
When I heard that one of the famous Grey Wardens was pilfering folk, I thought, can't be. But here he is. Looks like the Wardens have fallen hard.
Great.
Soldiers, kill him.
No. How about instead I just light everything on fire? First of all, knock everybody over.
Which one first?
What?
Yes.
Then Firestorm. Okay. Pulse. How did I get stuck?
Right there.
We get our hands.
Let's have at it!
Begin the onslaught.
Is that all you've got?
Oh, hey, there are 2 more. Okay. Another fireball. Love me some fireballs. Got him. Those were some really fun spells. Oh man, that was pretty good. That was good. Good fight. That went really easily. Surprisingly easily.
Yes.
Alright. Now, I will also say I was a tad more dismissive of the pro-choice position than I ordinarily would be, especially like in class. But again, in an informal setting like this, I'm willing to put forward my position very straightforwardly, and just argue for it as my own arguments rather than sort of moderating a class discussion, that sort of thing. But neither here nor there. Still try and, like I said, be as measured as I can. Kind of the same. Normally, I would try to, when I try to understand it better, anyone I've talked to has gotten angry with me, so I've sort of just kept quiet about the subject. Yeah, that's exactly the opposite of what we should want about any important subject. And unfortunately, that's probably pretty common with a lot of things. Right? That it's very easy to sort of slip into that.
Why do they call it a brothel? There's no broth. Or is there?
Oh my god, Alistair. No. Make her know. Make her know. No, okay, fine. How about you do a Steely? Yay. Right.
That scamp Kylon sent you, right? Glad he hasn't forgotten about us. The mercenaries are right there. If you're here about other things, just speak up.
Not those things. Let's talk about the mercenaries.
Turn around and walk, stranger. This affair is for White Falcons only.
Time to close up shop before there's trouble.
Get a load of this guard. You're telling us what to do?
Nobles want solid, reliable soldiers, not riffraff.
You have a point there. Man, let's clear out. Don't want to get on Locane's bad side, do we?
So
I think you
Kylon,
forget who you are speaking to. I will give you a chance to leave quietly.
You
Nice.
brazen hussy. Someone needs to put you in your place.
So what's happening here? Oh, whoops. Cured the wrong person.
She's too good.
Be off with you now, and be glad I only took from you your gold. Fools.
Okay, so I put a mod to make her look like she does in Dragon Age 2, but she still sounds nothing like she does in Dragon Age 2. So, oh well. This is Isabella. She's going to show up in Dragon Age 2. Kevin says, I've tried to moderate my own tone on it without sacrificing the veracity of my position. Yeah, that's a tough balance to strike, but I think it's really important to actually have these sorts of discussions rationally and reasonably and kindly, even.
Ah, a Grey Warden. And I had heard that all the Ferelden Wardens were killed or exiled from this place. Oh, don't look so surprised. I've seen many of your kind in my journeys,
Face
and there
is
is
a little
always
off, too.
something
Pretty really off.
odd about you. Huh, strong hands. Could I entice you to leave your order and sign up as one of my crewmen? I could use those strong hands at my helm.
Now that was a pregnant pause, so to speak. Your fighting skills are impressive. Let's go with that.
I assume you saw that little drama, and none of these poor brutes has ever proven a match for me. They are too clumsy and predictable. I fight with quickness and wit, rather than with brute force and strength. I call myself a duelist because I honed my skills in duels with warriors I encountered over the years.
Will you teach me how to be a duelist? No.
An unusual request, coming from a fearsome slayer of darkspawn. I am flattered that you wish to learn from me, sweet thing. But I have watched you, and you seem to lack a particular grace that is required. You are accustomed to doing battle a certain way, yes? I can teach you some basics. Perhaps you can pass it on to someone who might be interested in what I have to offer. I do, however, wish to get to know my potential student better, so we shall call for a drink, and you will honor me with a game.
Sure. What game?
Have you ever played Wicked Grace? It is easy to learn, but difficult to master. You must watch your opponent's moves as carefully as your own. Before we start, the cards must be shuffled. Shall I, or would you like to?
I'll do it.
Good. Go ahead, then.
I'm gonna try and cheat her. I really should, just to show off. So this is another thing too. So I've been playing The Witcher as well, Witcher 3 off stream, and for a while now. And the card game in that game, Gwent, is a sort of deck building and battle card game, which is great. And I love that they actually have it as a really in-depth minigame that you can just continuously play throughout, like against nearly any NPC who isn't about to kill you. I'm a little disappointed that Wicked Grace has never showed up as a similar minigame, even in Inquisition. I wanted it to show up in Inquisition. Maybe it will in 4. Let's steal some cards.
Are you done yet? 5 cards each to start with, and may the cleverest player win.
You're going to do the same thing, though, so it's okay.
Ah, the Knight of Dawn. Just what I wanted.
Okay.
I have a good feeling about this game.
I don't have stealth. Let's not do that.
Ha! The Angel of Death card. The game is over. We must show our hands. You have 2 angels and 3 knights, and all the same theme. That is one of the best hands I have ever seen. You've won. You have proven yourself quick and resourceful, and I would be honored to pass my skills on to you.
Sure.
Come. We will need some space for this.
I'm not going to use this. For me, at least. I might for Zevran, I guess, actually. Zevran is probably going to be my duelist as his other specialization. Anyway, that's a thing we can do. Let's root through crates for monies. Locked door. Impossible to pick. All right.
Here I am.
Make a chantry, Templars, whoever, save me.
Yes.
I could have handled it. Thanks. I think I need to go hide somewhere.
Who the hell did you kill, and what did I just do? I thought I was going... That was... okay, that was... Alright, well, I've helped a guy dispose of a body. That's cool. Glad I did that. Mostly by accident. Anything in here? Beds that I don't want to touch. Alright. Is there another quest?
Welcome to the Pearl. I'm Sanga, the proprietor. Have a seat, get comfortable, and tell me what you need. Every one of my people here is a skilled craftsman, and don't let anyone tell you different. You'll have to go one at a time, I'm afraid. Our rooms aren't quite big enough to share between so many. But we can discuss that in a moment. So what would you like me to show you? The men or the women? Or some of both, if you prefer.
Never mind.
Come again.
Okay. Thought there'd be broth. Alistair got me excited for broth. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's not do these yet. We have things to do. Let's leave. How do we get to the world map? How do I just leave? Okay, maybe back to the market district? You have to leave that way. Kevin says, just bumbling around, aiding and abetting criminals by sheer accident. You've described every D&D game ever. Not ever, but most, just damn near ever.
I was hoping I'd find you. I heard about the Pearl. I don't know how, but you got them to leave with no fuss at all.
Yeah.
The Pearl's workers will...
Nobody gives orders to my men but me. A little lesson in respect is in order.
I see. Don't bother sparing these louts. Things are about to get messy.
Okay. Let's just light everyone on fire, shall we? Boom.
Let's wipe them out quickly.
Boom.
Now this
Okay, this is too much of a melee. This is ridiculous. How about, I need to focus fire on a few people.
Going.
Now we get arrested.
Oh. What I just... No, because that'll be my group. Darn.
You shall...
All right. Look over there.
All right.
And people actually voluntarily attack you. Are they just stupid? Here's the payment I promised. I might have more work if you're interested. But I'm heading back to the market district. Back alleys are just too dangerous for me.
Back alleys are just too dangerous for a city guard. Oath. That's nice. Sellable.
All right.
Ah, Kylie asks, how are the D&D groups going? I have another one. That's how. I haven't asked in a while, wanted to check in. Only people who got bonked in that combat were a couple of the city guards got hit, and in some cases by friendly fire. Literally fire, unfortunately. But yeah, I started another game. I'm playing this time. I'm not running another one. I cannot DM yet another game and still work. Which is that's a little much. But I'm now actually playing in another one as an actual player, which has been a long time since I've actually played as a real player. In one of the players from one of my other games, the one I co-DM with Erica. That one of my players there has become a DM for this other game that I'm playing.
Yes.
So to clarify, I am DMing one game, I'm assisting on another one, I'm playing in a third, and I'm also playing in a Star Wars tabletop as well. So, 4-ish. I'd like to blame Erica for being sort of addicted to tabletop RPGs, but no. It is more or less my pastime. I really enjoy it. And I mean it's a nice way to sort of let off steam and just sort of not think about relevant stuff while still exercising my mind, right? Still thinking. But they are going quite well. The one in Barovia is a lot of fun. They're now just getting to the town of Vallaki, which is another terrible place. Everything is forcibly happy in an awful, awful place. It's one of those things. Yep, Erica's party is about to go kill a bunch of gnolls. Our other party is off treasure hunting and playing a warlock who is basically Aladdin. And by basically, I mean his name is Al. He's a warlock of the genie. He has a magic lamp. He's from a place that I, in the heat of the moment, named Agrabah. And he's a 19-year-old kid who has magic now. Basically, I took Aladdin's made-up backstory, the whole I'm a prince, but sometimes I wander through the streets and pretend to be a commoner, as my actual backstory. So he's a like nth in line for the throne, but just wanders but is actually a street urchin. Parents sent him away so he would be out of political trouble, out of the way politically, all that kind of thing. A lot of fun. Erica says, and by that I mean I swear I've told them 10,000 times, which seems accurate, but they better know their stuff because I'm taking the kid gloves off and I will kill them. Yeah, sounds about right. I have a letter for you from the Blackstone Irregulars.
All right, let me take a look. Why? What did he do to deserve this?
Nothing, but... Alright, I need to figure out how to get the heck out of Denerim at some point. Oh, hey, here's that guard who we just helped. Let's go up to him before we head out.
Good to see you back.
Need any more help?
I've got complaints in the Nord Noble Tavern that some mercenaries have invaded. Nothing violent has happened. The sellswords are probably just disturbing the nobles' rarefied conversation. Just drum the louts out of there. The barkeep doesn't mind some blood. Or sport, as she called it. Captain said Denerim won't miss a few dead mercenaries. Do what you will, and good luck.
Huh, okay. I'd rather not do that, but I'd rather not kill anybody, but we'll see. Kylie says, wait, did y'all get to that storyline in that one D&D that you told me about? Because I don't remember if y'all told us about that. Yes, we are in the middle of it. It is a rather long campaign, so this is nothing short. It is freeing a cursed land from its cursed lord, so which will take some time, obviously. Eric says, basically, the Gnolls are invading from the east, and the party is now traveling that way to see what they can do to help the Tabaxi tribes. Tabaxi being cat people. Cat folk, basically. And it's suddenly a war game, which is great. In the other game, the one I'm playing Aladdin, Erica says, I'm literally playing Twisted Fate from League of Legends as a Soul Knife, which is a psychic rogue class. He throws cards. It is a new subclass. It actually works really well. I'm liking it so far.
What are you looking at? We're the Crimson Oars.
There have been complaints about you.
Complaints? We have good coin, and we're breaking none of your laws. I spit on your complaints.
You see, this is why we called the guard. Causing a ruckus, they are.
Saoirse is still awake. I'm not sure if still awake or woke back up. Probably still awake, by what I've been hearing. Oh my gosh. Did you guys hear that? I don't know if I heard that. This is what she occasionally does when I'm in class from right here. When I'm teaching from home, she'll do things like start meowing at the door, which is adorable, really. But man, it's kind of distracting. But hey, at least it keeps students awake. So there's at least that. There's definitely that. You drink here? The dock says much better bars.
We happen to like the ale better here, the wine too. Less vomit on the floor.
Thought that'd be more
so
your
long
speed.
as we're paying, they're serving. Ha ha!
This bar is for nobles, and nobles can make your life hard.
Nobles? You may have a point there. Fine. We'll leave.
There we go.
We don't want trouble with nobles.
To not encourage coomers to be how they are with that other option. Cool. All set. Fantastic. Let's get out of here. Let's follow them out. This is the old kiddos are the best. I agree. They're absolutely wonderful. They've got their issues, but you know, who doesn't? Saoirse doesn't like sleeping. Michael just doesn't like being alone.
Edwina sends her thanks for getting rid of the Crimson Oars. Mind you, she's disappointed there was no fighting. Here's payment. You've helped out a great deal.
Sorry? For not lighting your bar on fire, I guess? I don't know. But yeah, ooh, Alistair leveled up. Nice. Strength. Needs strength con. He does need some dex. Does he need dexterity for stuff? Combat training. Oh, he does need dexterity for shield mastery in a few levels, but not yet. The wall. That's pretty good, but yeah, let's be the tank in the middle of in the dead center of the horrifying battle. Let's do that. Sounds good. All right, cool. Let's get out of here. I think if I can figure out how to get out of here, I'll get out of here.
Yes.
Kylie says my friend is getting her newborn twins into anime early, and they're getting through Attack on Titan right now. Oh my gosh, they're gonna go through Avatar: The Last Airbender soon. I was watching Avatar: The Last Airbender when Michael was born. It's the last time I watched through the all the way through the series. I watched through parts of it to last semester in association with class, because if you recall, I taught some stuff having to do with Plato, relating it to Azula and tyranny and stuff like that. The Mad Tyrant. That was good. That was good. That was a good analysis. Good lesson. That was fun. But before that, like I said, when Michael was born, was really the Civil War, refugees. We do those. We do need to do those. Let's go to the camp first. Switch out for Zevran. But yeah, it was that was one of the first things that he watched, because he was like laying on me in the hospital as I was watching the last few episodes, which was just wonderful. Kindly says, honestly, the first cartoons I'm going to show my kids are going to be Avatar: The Last Airbender and Steven Universe.
I have been
once they've
studying
gotten
Mother's
through all the
grimoire.
musicals.
Do you wish to hear what I have found?
I do. Give me a second. Erica apologizes for the screaming. Saoirse has refused to go to sleep for nearly 2.5 hours. That's what I thought. That is what I thought. Unfortunately. So, yeah. I also, he was about 12 years old. Or sorry, not 12 years. 12 hours old. The first time he watched Star Wars. Much younger than I was. I was 6. 5 or 6. I think it was 6. Kevin asked, that was you? Do you mean the child screaming, or do you mean Avatar? Or what? I'm not sure what you were referring to there, sorry. Kylie says, no worries. Hope the little one is able to fall asleep and feel better soon. Yeah, she's had a runny nose, too. Could be allergies or something. It's been getting warmer, so maybe. Anyway. What'd you find, Morgan?
'Tis not what I expected. I had hoped for a collection of her spells, a map of the power that she commands. But this is not it.
You look disturbed.
Disturbed? Yes, perhaps that is the right word. One thing in particular within her writings disturbs me. Here, in great detail, Flemeth explains the means by which she has survived for centuries.
Let me guess, she drinks blood, eats children?
That is closer to the truth than you might think. Flemeth has raised many daughters over her long lifetime. There are stories of these many witches of the wilds throughout chastened legend, yet I have never seen a one, and always wondered why not. And now I know. They are all Flemeth. When her body becomes old and wizened, she raises a daughter, and when the time is right, she takes her daughter's body for her own.
Yeah, it could be a change in the barometer or something like that. It could be just little sniffles too. I'm not sure. Evan says, "Oh, I think my comments are slow." Just replying to Erica, trying to goof off. Oh no, I gotcha. I read it late, and also there's like a 30-second lag from when I get comments as well. So Flemeth, Morgan's mother, raises a daughter, steals her body, and becomes immortal through doing so. So is she immortal or not?
Whatever spark of the demon that made her what she is remains within her, keeps her from dying of old age, but her body deteriorates. Eventually, she would be so wizened as to be senseless and immobile. So she must seek a new body, a fresh body, and start the cycle anew.
Yeah. Erica says, I guess this is another example of why Tobias should not be keeping a journal. Or diary, you might say. Tobias, being your Twisted Fate character in our D&D game, keeps a detailed journal of events. And Al, being the child of a noble, in a very politically duplicitous nation, knows better. He knows not to write down important secrets and keep them where somebody else can find them, especially not like encoded or whatever. So he's been poking fun at Tobias now for the first couple of sessions about, hey, why are you leaving around this security breach? This is gonna come back to bite all of us. It's gonna get everyone killed. Please stop. Can we burn it? And then guess what happens? We get captured by soldiers, and they take the journal and they start reading it and trying to figure out, like, what crimes he's guilty of. Because of course that happened. And he still won't let my character or anybody else burn the damn thing. Can this body be anyone, or must it be a daughter?
I am uncertain. According to her writings, certain hosts are better than others. The more a host is prepared, the quicker the transition will be. I am sorry. This simply takes me by surprise. I would have thought I would have had some inkling, some notion.
Erica's character does not like it when anyone else refers to it as a diary. Really had no idea. No one thinks the worst of their own mother. Let's go with that.
Flemeth is no doting mother. She is an abomination and a sorceress, and I should have at least suspected something.
Didn't know that, though, did you? I mean, you knew she was a sorceress, but not that she was an abomination. Why would she risk sending you with me?
I do not know. Perhaps 'tis as she said, the Darkspawn threaten her as much as they threaten anyone else. Or perhaps she believes that this journey will make me more powerful. According to the tome, if the host is already powerful and trained in magic, it takes far less time for Flemeth to settle in.
Huh, that's awful. So if you died, she would have another daughter?
Not by any natural means. Perhaps I should take this as a vote of confidence from her on my capabilities? Or perhaps she simply wished me gone from the Korkari wilds so she could prepare her ritual in peace. A disturbing thought.
Erica says Tobias is guilty of a lot of crimes, but hey, not where we are, just up northeast. But Tobias likes a high score. Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Kevin says, oh, Kylie, I found a good keto yogurt. Only 2 grams carbs. Delicious, too. Displaying my ignorance here, I thought yogurt would be keto. Ready. I would have thought. Guess not. Who knows? Why would there be carbs in yogurt? That's so weird. It does not make sense to me why there would be carbs in yogurt. It's dairy, right? Anyway. You had no idea? I'm so sorry.
Do not be sorry. I am not. I am angry. There is only one possible response to this. Flemeth needs to die. I will not sit about like an empty sack waiting to be filled. Flemeth must be slain, and I need your help to do it.
Why do you need my help?
Because if she is slain while I am near, I am not certain that she will not simply be able to take possession of me right there. So obviously I cannot be the one to do it.
Isn't that a little extreme, killing Flemeth?
It may seem so. If you think of Flemeth as a mother, think of her instead as an ancient abomination that intends to use her own flesh and blood to extend her life beyond all natural limits. She did not wish anyone to get a hold of this information, least of all me. Now I have. If I do not act on what I know, then more the fool am I.
I mean, yeah, no, that's fair. I'll help if I can.
Then what needs to be done is for you to go back to Flemeth's hut in the Korkari wilds without me. Confront her and slay her quickly. I doubt she will truly be dead even then, but it will take her years to find a new host and recover her power, if that is even possible. The thing I must have is her true grimoire. With it, I can defend against her power in the future. Everything else in her hut is yours.
So, yeah, This is, that whole thing about, oh, it will take your years to replenish her power. That, we'll see. We'll see in Dragon Age 2. Do I have a time limit on this?
Not really, but the sooner the better, no?
Alright, y'all are talking about keto stuff. Brand is called Ratio. Ratio? Latin word for reason. But for anybody listening, that is a suggestion noted by the Honorable Kevin. So I'll take your word for it. I'll do what I can.
I am grateful. The sooner this can be done, the sooner it will set my mind at ease.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. In that case, I have a couple of gifts to give to companions before we move on, and also stuff to sell. Oh, that's. Oh, these are things to sell. I see. Okay. Okay. Map. Ah, crap. Why did I buy that? I know who that's for. That's totally useless to me. Darn. Okay, whatever.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? A cheese knife?
You didn't mention your son in your tale. I love hearing more about Sandal. I love Sandal. Sandal's wonderful.
Yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here. I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
Generous of you.
It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes. He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it, at least.
Let me see your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected. And with your discount.
Yes, absolutely. I also want to sell you stuff, like an axe. Boots. Maybe I shouldn't have sold you the boots. Whatever. Maybe I need that. I don't actually know whether I need that or not. Oh. Oh, maybe I should have gotten that. Whatever, it's fine. What I have is pretty good. Alright. Need some of this stuff, but eventually. Ooh. 2.5 gold. Wow, nice. Alright. Gems. Chalice. Vellum. Carpet. Nice. Okay, cool. I think that is for... What's his face? I'll come back for it. Okay. That's a lot of gold. Alright. Okay, cool. So, let's go to a few places, shall we? Go with friggin' Shale.
Yes.
Severin. To refugees. Let's go help some refugees. Oh, Kevin, speaking of avocado, we actually, there was a great coupon at Winn-Dixie the other day for, God, I'm old. I just said those words. I'm so old. Oh, Lord. Anyway, great coupon at Winn-Dixie for free avocados. Pretty great. So I got them and we made some guacamole. Which was very good. Everybody liked it. I'm not usually a huge fan of guacamole, but that was really good. Pew.
Begin the onslaught.
How about you then?
What? Frost, right?
And I'm off.
It's done.
Too slow. All right, I'm game.
Hey, Severin. Run behind.
Point me.
Oh. It exploded. You okay, buddy?
That hurt.
Yeah, I bet. Sorry, dude. Well, we're not on our way back to camp, but he'll just have to deal with his nasty injury. Is it broken bone? Dexterity, darn it. Yeah, no, he needs to. I need to do something with that. I need to do something with that. Alright. Reynold. Ah, a mage after his apprentice. who turned into a what? Oh, I accidentally hit a button. Sorry. Oops. Froze for a second. All right, we're good. Who turned into an abomination. Speaking of things crashing, I'm gonna save real quick, just in case. I haven't done that in quite a while.
Huh.
Wait. No, wait. Hold on. Something over here. What was that? What are these? Rubble? Rubble? Oh. Okay, never mind. Now let's go. Onward!
I sense some
Uh-oh.
darkspawn.
How about I mana drain that guy?
I hope I don't get blood all over me again.
All right.
Crap. Jesus, Everin is so squishy. This isn't right. Fine. Get up.
Going. All right. Yes. Huh.
Not enough. Oh, look, what's the fight?
What have I done? There we go. Oh, it's Everin down again.
Run while you can.
Whoops. This injury isn't going to go away quickly.
Okay, well, I kept, like, a couple of them alive.
I thought we were done for certain.
And I'm off. All right.
Oh, okay. Some of these guys survived. This is decent. Wasn't too bad. How injured are you? Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, you need a bigger injury kit. This is dumb.
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, thank you,
And I'm off.
Maker. Thank you, thank you.
Okay. Alright, well, they're not doing so hot. I wonder, well, no, I'd have to wait, but still want to try and resurrect somebody. Some of these peasants, the refugees. Like that guy. How long is this? Doesn't actually show. Oh, everyone disappeared because they died time ago. Never mind. Guess I can't resurrect them. Alright, let's get out of here then. Alright, let's go to Civil War, I guess. Think. We've got an hour to introduce Orzammar. Just sort of generally, vaguely introduce Orzammar. I think I'm going to have to just generally switch back to...
off Ban Talman's land. We won't ban Needle again. Loghain is the regent. He demands your...
We're not Orlesian lickspittles. We owe no man our allegiance.
Ooh.
Leave!
Take their lands by force, men. Regent's orders.
Okay, fine. Well, let's help the non-Loghain soldiers. Okay, this is going to be a pain. But fireball time. Really? That didn't work as I wanted it to. I guess I'll just attack.
If you insist. Begin the onslaught.
Now defend. So fast.
That won't stop me.
Going.
Now we get our hands dirty. Tis too easy.
Alright. Looks good. Ooh, Kylie started watching WandaVision today. I have been loving it. How far are you? I will avoid spoilers as best I can. Okay, so a lot of people have been saying that the first couple episodes were really, really slow and not all that interesting. Because they were basically just, you know, sitcoms. They were basically just Wanda and Vision in a sitcom. But that's honestly what I signed up for. I loved that. That was my favorite aspect of the show, was this them being in a corny sitcom.
We showed those Loghain
I loved it. It was so good. Now, the mystery stuff and the actual, like, MCU tie-in stuff, I love that too. Like, I really do love all that too. That's been really good so far. I love where it's going. I won't say more about where I think it's going because, again, spoilers. Because a lot of where I think it's going depends a lot on this last week's episode, because there were major, major revelations about what was going on, or what might be going on. Again, kind of speculative, but still. But no, I really, really liked. I've really, really liked it so far. Erica says, I finally got her hooked, showing episode 5. Otherwise, I had no interest. Yeah, back when it was just a dumb sitcom. Like, everybody's really been saying, oh, it's just a dumb sitcom. It was kind of corny, and it was nothing good. But listen, Vision doing a full episode's worth of dad jokes, like a 22-minute runtime worth of dad jokes, perfect. Chef's kiss, man. Chef's kiss. Let's... I should do Soldier's Peak eventually. I will do that. But only after... What is this? I'm trying to think of what Ban Loren's Lands is. I know that's a DLC area, but I forget what. Regardless, I'm going to go to my to the camp and then to the Frostback Mountains to get to Orzammar. Kylie says, I'm in the mid-season episode of the first season. Actually, I'm already hooked, because there's always a sense of not everything is as it seems. Oh yeah, even like the first episode. What the creepiness that they managed to sort of subtly put in is, I think, really, really expertly done, because everything is just so like silly and mundane. When they do manage to sneak in the creepiness, the really significant creepiness,
I can do for you?
it hits that much harder.
I'm sure
like,
you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected. And
the stuff that's just a little bit off, a little bit unsettling. Chef's kiss, not Jeff's kiss. What the hell is... No. What? No. Chef's kiss. That kind of chef's kiss. I can sell that. I don't need that. I should keep this. I can't believe that requires strength. It's such a poorly put together item. Alright. Buckle with Winds, Quarter Shattered Dreams. I can sell that, I guess. Actually, Wynn can wear it. Wynn can probably wear it. Let me see if Wynn can wear it. Here. Hoodoo. Oh, no, she already has a... Oh, no, that's just much better. Have that. I'll sell that thing. When's... No. Really? I need to level up Sten somehow. But... because he's missing so many things. I never use Sten. I don't like him, frankly. Really just don't like him. Obviously. Liana needs rings too. Zevran needs lots of stuff. No, let's not do that. Okay, cool. We can sell that silver Aaron. That'll do.
Something you need? I'm sure either my
Jeff.
boy or I can help you out.
He says Jeff only comes down from his Burka lounger once in a blue moon to bestow the Jeff's kiss. Oh my god.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods.
I don't know how I feel about this,
collected.
but that is
And
probably just
with
going to become
your
one of these weird
discount.
streaming memes that is like horchata, but instead it's Jeff's kiss. Anyway, so that's fun. Let's move right along. Anyway, what I was saying, I love the commercial break, especially in the first episode where it's the
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah. That's good. The commercial break where it's the Stark Industries toaster. And it's doing the ticking thing. Because it was just so disturbing. Like, it was lasting just a little bit too long. And then you notice the light is actually turning red in a otherwise black and white show. Which was... It was pretty unsettling, I thought. Was it second episode? I think it was the second episode. With the at the end of the second episode, the beekeeper. They somehow managed to make a beekeeper really deeply unsettling, just because of the build up to it and because of the circumstances and the situation. That was pretty great. I thought that was pretty great. Kylie makes the best stream memes. Apparently, she really does. You should look into this whole meme lord career thing. I mean, some of us do it amateurly, but I mean, yeah, I think you got some potential. Okay, The Frostback Mountains. Let's just save. The Frostback Mountains. Bounty hunters. Let me see. Can I set down a rune? That's a hex. She doesn't have any runes. Oh, balls. Alright, fine. Jeez, really, guys? Really, guys? Kablooey. Suck your magics.
I never liked this part.
Eh.
All right.
Make him be praised.
Yes.
All right. Well, that was awful.
All right.
Kylie says that she will become a wholesome meme lord. I look forward to your content.
And I'm off.
I'm gonna bother you about that. If you don't produce content, I'm gonna have to bother you about it. I'm in more like a rapid response meme lord. Most of the memes that I actually make myself. Oh, Kevin says I'm just distributor. Kylie's the manufacturer. Yeah, most of the memes that I actually make myself are in response to something. Like, I will see something that needs a response, and then I'll very quickly make it. I'm relatively quick with not Photoshop. I use Photopia instead, which I like. But yeah, I basically just use that very quickly, throw something together, and just kind of crap out a response.
How are we supposed to live like this? I have buyers waiting.
Oh, didn't steal anything. Okay.
May the ancestors protect us all.
I'm gonna steal something from the shady defector.
I know this is Dust Town, but we've got rules here too. No shenanigans, Topsider.
Okay. But she doesn't.
It's done.
Nothing to steal. Oh, okay, fine.
Yes?
Here on the behalf of the Blackstone Irregulars.
What is this about?
I hear you stole supplies from the guild.
How sad it is to see a Grey Warden manipulated. But I have no time to straighten this out for you. Men, let's teach the Grey Warden a lesson about trust.
This is a really bad idea. This is a really bad idea, guys. Don't do this. Don't make me do this.
Oh!
Yes.
Begin the onslaught.
Ooh. That's not good.
You will be stopped.
All right, now.
It is done.
Huh. Ooh, I need that. I use cold damage some. Although Morgan uses it more.
Orzammar welcomes the Grey Wardens.
Kylie says, I think people can make a whole catchphrase book with the things that are said on this chat. Probably. Kylie says, well, continues, well, then I shall have to be taught how to make memes. Go to photopia.com. It is the free online Photoshop alternative. That's the one I use for throwing memes together
My sister
on short
lives
notice.
down there. I hear there's fighting in the streets.
It works effectively just like Photoshop, but cheaper.
Can I interest you in something? I've got the finest selection of previously owned armour and weaponry this side of Val Royeaux.
previously owned.
Why pay through the nose for new equipment when you can buy like new for much, much less?
Where'd you get like new armor from?
Oh, here and there. Look, that's really not important. The important thing is, it's cheap. And just as good as what you'd find at a smithy.
Sketchy, but okay.
Oh, of course. And remember, everything's covered by Farron's 24-hour lifetime guarantee.
24-hour lifetime guarantee. That's... it's ridiculous. Love it, but what in the hell? Alright, let's just... let's get rid of that. We've been carrying that around forever. This too, really. Kunari paint? For Sten? Oh man, that's pretty cool. Knight Commander's Blade, Jesus. Magic Staff. Crossbow. Dalthanon. Dwarven Smith's Belt. That's all that. Now, Topaz is a gift. Portrait of a Goose Girl. What is that? Don't know who that's for. Excuse me. I know who the Topaz is for. So I am going to get that. It's expensive, but... Portrait of a Goose Girl. Oh, hey, it's an actual painting. For Sten. Okay. Sure. Get it for Sten. Hold on to it till I get back to camp. At least one of my friends actually made a meme out of a weird selfie I sent to my group chat one time. And it's truly terrifying. Delightful. Vince, remember the one pic I sent with the broccoli filter thing? Vaguely. That... yeah, that's meme material. From what I recall, that is definitely meme material. Is there any of my crap in here I can sell? I don't actually... not going to need that. Darn. Really disappointed that I wasted money on that. I need this. Charm. Let's see. Lyrium potion recipe. I need that. Did I just bought it and automatically used it, it looks like? Okay, cool. What else I can get rid of? The other question. No, okay. I'm gonna give Liliana these arrows. How about that? And okay. Ravioli, now I am a brocchioli.
Some folks came in yesterday with crazy stories about Redcliffe. You hear about that?
Something about the dead rising and killing everyone in Redcliffe.
Cool.
And Arlene are nearly dead from some illness.
Crazy, isn't it?
Dwarf.
I didn't get into this business to sit on my goods.
What can I do for you?
I have a note from your master.
This ought to be interesting. Such diction. This man is a true scholar and rhetorician. I am honored to be fired by one such as he. Good day.
I cannot tell if they're being sarcastic about being fired. I honestly cannot tell. Alright, Aaron.
Oh, you wish to talk to me? Truly, it's a courtesy for one so well-armed to notice a lowly merchant.
Live on the surface?
Someone has to. Trade with other races can dry up. We surfacers are Orzammar's lifeline, even if we're denied a caste. The Assembly says we've turned our back on the stone, but they still use the goods we bring. Hypocrites.
That's not right. Someone should do something.
Maybe it'll change by the time my children are grown.
How often do you restock in Orzammar?
Twice a year. I'm confined to a trade stall in the Commons, but I see enough. It's very closed in. My grandfather says I've lost my stone sense. I was born topside. I don't remember having it.
I should go.
Best of luck to you.
How long? Someone get them to tell me how long, because this is ridiculous.
Alright, so dwarves do not leave underground. They stay under the surface in the deep roads, in their taigs, these great underground cities that we are about to see. In part because they're afraid of falling upwards, which is one of their weird little quirks. Does Shale need anything new, or I guess we're gonna stick with these. Small, flawed. Large. Your nature, nice. Alright, it's fine. We'll stick with that for now.
King Loghain will not...
Vieta! This land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
I have urgent need to talk to your king.
Who doesn't? If I don't get in, no one should.
Orzammar has no king. Endrin Idukan returned to the stone not 3 weeks ago, sick over the loss of his sons. The assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
So this was almost basically the plot of the game where I'm basically playing Aladdin. There was a civil war resulting from a succession. But it changed. Our DM changed it around a little bit, so it was a little less cliched. I'm a Grey Warden. This treaty obliges Orzammar to aid me.
The Wardens killed King Cailan and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
Well, that is the royal seal. That means only the assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And a foreigner? In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden.
Dear false king, the dwarves will not hear him today.
You'll hear of this. King Loghain will see you quartered.
Nah, I think I'm alright.
You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
Hopefully an army. Alright. So, we are not even in Orzammar. This is just the entry hall.
Your arrival is a mixed blessing. We prefer that outsiders not witness our infighting, but your presence will be tolerated.
Okay.
Fair journeys, Warden.
Right.
If there is anything complimentary to be said about these people, tis that they possess a remarkable facility for carving stone.
For the ancestors' sake?
It's very true.
These are not your ancestors. You taint the memory of our paragons with your presence. Get back to Dusttown where you belong, Brand, or I'll throw you into the
Now
deep
that's a
road with
thing of
snap.
beauty, daughter.
Mother, stop.
If you work hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know your name.
No, don't hurt
Mother, I don't want to be like her. She...
Don't say that! Not to me, not to anyone. Now get back to the forge. I want to see more details.
Yes, Mother.
Paragon Baymont. Paragons are just paragons of various excellence.
Show respect, Surfacer. You're in the Hall of Heroes, home to the best of us.
The figures are quite grand indeed.
Paragons, dwarves who achieve such greatness, they're considered ancestors even if they yet walk among us. If only we had one now. A unifier. A voice like that, there would be no dissension.
So find one.
Surfacers always assume nothing happens underground without them. Many are trying, despite our stalemate. Goodbye, Warden. I hope you're not needed.
I hope so too, but I have a feeling that I will be. Almost as if someone is probably just going to ask me to fulfill a quest or something.
If only you had come at a less troubled time.
Yes.
Paragon Shrildom.
Do you miss the life you once had, Shell? These centuries of memories you have lost?
Does it miss being within its mother's womb?
Do I... Well, no. I don't remember that far back.
It is no different. My memory stretches only so far, and what went before is now lost.
And you remember nothing at all? Not even a little bit?
There are images, faces who I have no names for, places I remember being, but not where they are. Do I miss these things? They are without context. I feel only disquiet when I think of them.
Like dreams, then. When you awake, all the details have fled.
Is that what it is to dream? Then yes, perhaps it is like that.
How very sad. To discover your entire life has been a forgotten dream. I am so sorry.
Alright, let's go to Orzammar. Let's go down, down, down into the earth. I will say, though, the Deep Roads, which is where we'll eventually be going after some political shenanigans, may be my least favorite dungeon in this series. It is rather long and quite convoluted, with some really cool story stuff and some really disturbing imagery near the end. So there is at least a payoff for it, I will say. But man, oh man, does it get tedious. We'll see. We'll have plenty of time to chat about stuff, I'm sure.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to
It's
pull a
Zaid.
coup. Who's
Okay,
to say what
the
my
guy
father
Zaid.
said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew. Handlers, separate these dashers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
You will not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Whoa. Straight up murdered him, huh? Okay, well. That's an indication of what things are like down here.
Idiots. I won't have fighting in the Commons, especially in front of outsiders. I find that sodding fool, I'll have him in the Legion. Vieta, Surfacer. I'm bid to let you walk the Commons, but keep your place. Warden or not, I want order.
Can a city function like this?
See, that's why I don't want you surfacers seeing our worst. You'll think that's all we are. The market is thin, but busy, and the tavern never closes. Bad blood is usually kept to the proving. Should toss Balin and Harrowmont in there. Sort this all out in a hurry.
Proving?
Personal battles for honor and ancestor. I don't expect a surfacer to understand. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate. The true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter.
Sounds like Balin and Harrowmont are the ones to talk to.
They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate.
You mentioned paragons.
Surfacers appoint no paragons? Truly, you're lost in all that sky. They are the best of us, declared living ancestors. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate.
You already said
the
that.
true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter.
The Blight's coming, and I need Orzammar's assistance.
Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the Assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here.
I should get going.
Yes, you should.
Thanks. Okay. Here we have the city of
Did they put all the
Orzammar.
rock, I wonder?
A good point. I wonder if they ate it. Let's not go to the proving just yet. That's what this is. We'll probably want to eventually. The layout of Orzammar. Armory. Filda.
And... I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? Although, I can't imagine your ancestors reside in the stone.
So, this is some kind of shrine?
I don't know that word. This is a section of stone kept bare to receive our prayers. The stone gave rise to our people, and it is where their spirits return in death.
Oh. Mentioned your son?
My name is Filda, widow of Turok of the Smith caste. I pray here every day for my son, Ruck. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul.
What happened to him?
It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them.
The, Deep Roads?
The Deep Roads are where Darkspawn come from. They descend for miles into the earth, and we must patrol them constantly or be overrun. I lost my husband to them.
Oh,
If I lost my son the same way...
Come here. Oh! There's a cat just outside my reach. And now she's going in the window. We shouldn't abandon him. I'll look for him if you want.
How? There is no way except to brave the Deep Roads yourself.
I'm a Grey Warden. That's what we do.
A warden? So you could do it. Only wardens face the Deep Roads without a company backing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers. Please, find me as soon as you return.
Okay. I will try and do that. Try, at least. It's thudding around. Alright, let's check in here. What's this? I mean, it's a smithy, but... Irving. Yeah, she's in the window. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Whoop. She's looking at you guys. Yeah. I keep my nativity up there in the windowsill, basically all year. So I didn't take it down once, and so I never did again. Because why not? It's a wonderful front yard decoration, just in the window.
Welcome to Jannar Family Armorers. I must say, you look like our type of people. Looking for a new set of mail. At Jannar's, we have everything from leather to platinum.
Oh, okay. Know anything about what's happening with the king?
I stay out of politics. It's not good for a smith to get the attention of those who grant vendors licenses. Lord Harriman's a fair man. My father did business with him, and he always paid on time. But the Idukans have served us well. If it is the ancestors' wisdom to keep them on the throne, I cannot object.
Okay, so no opinion. Sounds good.
Of course.
Let me see.
Keep in mind, we also take items on trade.
Alright then. Nothing I really... Ooh. Pricey. Nothing I really want or need. Rock Knocker. Oh my god, dwarven massive arm. Yeah, this is all stuff that would be very, very, very nice if I were a warrior. Especially if I were a dwarf, but... No. Okay, never mind. Oh, right, I need to give that to, Jail. shale real quick. Old topaz.
Ooh, shine.
She like. All right, cool. These are so cute together. Almost forgot to tell you. A friend of mine just got married, and they are so cute together. Wonderful. That is, God,
Lord Harriman is such a good, caring man. He'll make a great king.
I love hearing good news these days.
It's about time the Darkspawn started attacking.
Even like
They bothered us.
Watch out for
little
that puddle.
minor personal bits.
Whatever
It's
it
just
is.
wonderful. Just very, very glad to hear good news these days, you know? Like
Topsiders? Good. Get some outside gold in here. Calm people down. Make them think we should open the gates for good. The more cracks in the old way, the better. That's what Balin stands for.
Okay. Your allegiance to Balin is clear then. Why?
Not your business, but I see where the gold is. He's the traditional pick, yet he wants a new way, whether some like it or not.
That's weird. You approve of this chaos?
Can't find ore without splitting some stone. My investments are solid, I'll be fine. The Assembly has done us a favor. They've shown just how loose the sand is under our feet. It opens people to change.
A blight is coming. Orzammar can't be divided.
Orzammar will decide what we can or can't be. Blight may be imminent on the surface, but our warriors are well seasoned against dark spawn. There will be topsiders left for trade. There's no end to you.
I mean, you think that, but Kylie says wholesome news is the best
I'll
news.
take your gold.
Absolutely.
You're good for that.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna just ignore bad news because it's bad news, but at the same time, why does that require strength? Their armor, about the same fatigue. It's actually pretty good. Just a leather. Shadow of the Empire. What is this, a Star Wars game? Why does leather armor require strength? That's ridiculous. Alright, I think I do want that. For defense, but can avoid missile attacks. Those are mostly what hit me, so yeah, that's fine. I'll get those. Tome of the Mortal Vessel. What? Ooh. Pure blood magic is stigmatized academic dissection, but dedicated scribes keep anatomical works from disappearing. This book allows training in the that modestly increases the reader's base attributes. Nice. That has to be for Liliana. I don't know. These have to be for Zevran, and I think this is for someone we haven't found yet, so I'm gonna wait. That's really expensive. Gonna wait on that. That's also really expensive. Gonna wait on that. Lure, trap plan things. All right. Let me put those boots on. And what? Morgan. There. Get rid of those.
Back to buy something, I hope. I want that. I'll take.
I'm gonna buy. All right. Let me sell Fade Striders. Plate armor. Maybe. I don't know. Hold on to it for now. Okay.
Maker's blessing on you, brother.
I didn't think dwarves believed in the Maker.
I'm Brother Burkle of the Red Cliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light.
Even in the very bowels of the earth, we hear no end of this chant.
And that is something to rejoice in, good sister. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar.
Huh. Don't dwarves worship their ancestors or something?
There is resistance.
I love or something.
It's obvious the world
Very
wasn't
polite.
created by the mortal souls who dwelt within it. Yet the dwarves of Orzammar persist in worshipping their own forefathers.
That's a really good point. Yeah, this is one of those where, finite beings cannot create the world. which we ought to just, which ought to be obvious and ought to be acknowledged, that the creator must be transcendent to the world. But pagan cultures in particular, a lot of, ancestor worshipping type pagan cultures, or nature worshipping, even pantheist cultures don't quite get that. Whose permission do you need to open a chantry?
The Shaperit controls changes in Orzammar's structure and society. I need the Shaper of Memory's permission to open a prayer meeting.
Okay, Shaper of Memories?
The Shaper of Memories controls the Shaperit, Orzammar's record system. Like the Chantry's historians, but more thorough. They track the births and lineage of every dwarf born in the city, every property sale, death in battle, marriage, or divorce.
You want me to talk to him for you?
Oh, I'd hoped you'd say that. I can see the Maker's hand on your shoulder, guiding you always.
If this chantry could help just one person as much as it helped me, it's worth any trouble.
Please let me know as soon as you've heard anything.
Okay, then. I'll have to do that. Another carving. It's the casts. I'm not going to go to Dust Town just yet. Check out the other sign. How much time we got left? We got 25 minutes. We have enough to at least explore most of Orzammar. Even if we don't quite have time to actually pick up all of our quests and such. We're gonna have to probably pick up at Orzammar somewhere next time. Food shop.
I know I should have stuck to common nugs. I've gone and lost them too. I'll never find them the way they skitter.
Common nugs? I don't like those. They look dirty.
No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down.
You think's dangerous?
Gotta boil them before roasting, but otherwise no, safe as sand. Some people swear they make good pets. May as well leash a turnip, I say.
If I see any nugs, I'll send them your way.
Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
Oh, so speaking of nugs, I want you guys to open a new tab and Google something. It was a new game from BioWare that you really should look into, called Nug Elope. Elope, like secret marriage type of thing. Nug, N-U-G, E-L-O-P-E. Go ahead and Google it. It's on the BioWare website, or the EA website, I guess now. Probably the BioWare website. There's a good bit of information about it. I do, Dagna. Yes, you're gonna come back later, Dagna. You're fantastic. Anyway, yes. But yeah, look it up. Check it out. Let's talk to Dagna, and then we'll come back to talking about Nugelope.
You look like you're not from around here.
You could say that.
Oh, wonderful. I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
Of course I've heard of the Circle.
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
You want me to ask them?
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcast. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperium's Verticum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child?
She's so enthusiastic and adorable. I'm glad we're helping her.
Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
So Dagna there wants to study with the Circle of Magi. Dwarves cannot use magic. Just no dwarves can use magic or can interact with magic in any way at all. So it's really weird that she wants to be that she wants to study with the Circle of Magi. Even if, she wants to study and not actually become a mage, but regardless. atypical for a dwarf, to say the least. I love her character though. She's the like incredibly enthusiastic, peppy little scholar that reminds me of like the best kind of student. Erica says no, with reference to Nugulope. Let me just that. Just Google that for me. Just search that up. I'm gonna save again while we're at it, just to be safe. Nugulope.
Greetings, and welcome to Garen Garrison's luxury goods shop. Wow, there are a lot of you. And I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying?
You mean, Golem? Golem? It's a game from BioWare. It's a Dragon Age spin-off. Nugs are cute little hairless pig things. With creepy little... I mean, they're like... They get creepy little hand feet. But in any case, it is a parody game. It was an April Fool's joke announcement at one point about an adventure and romance sim where you play as a nug. Not those kind of... No. Kylie asked, we talking chicken nuggies or... No. Nug is a Dragon Age creature. They're these little things. Eric says, don't. No, just don't. No. Oh, jeez. Ignore him. Alright, listen. This is the first instance of nugs in the game. I only get to advertise for this nonsense once. It's the stupid... It was a fantastic April Fool's joke. I really enjoyed it. It's a hilarious parody of what we all think of Dragon Age and BioWare games in general. That they're really complicated RPGs and adventure games that are really just a cleverly disguised romance simulator. Which is basically what this is. But except it's with nugs, which are these little hairless pig things with creepy hand feet. Anyway, are you alright?
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't notice. Most people don't anymore. Or maybe they're too polite to mention it. I had a little incident a few years back. Too much time with the raw lyrium ore, you know. Maybe it was a bad vein. I cut myself and the dust got straight in the blood. Since then, it's been a little hard for me to concentrate.
Oh.
Except when forging. Then I'm straight as an arrow. Best work I've ever seen. Look around the shop. See for yourself.
Okay, so lyrium... This is another reason I just think lyrium is basically just element 0, which is why I did that crossover thing in the RPG. Because it needs to be in a powder form, in a dust form to actually be effective. But it's also very, very dangerous. It can explode. It can create magic. Which, I mean, biotics is just space magic anyway, so yeah, sure, why not? The crossover works as far as I'm concerned. I mean, there is more to lyrium than this, especially as the games progress. We learn a little bit more about lyrium, about the fade and stuff, but still. At that point, it doesn't quite work. But at this stage, totally. It's just misunderstood element 0. Why not? Aren't dwarves immune to lyrium's effects, though?
Of course we are. Weak surfacers like you touch the raw ore, and you'll bleed from your eyeballs in hours. Weird seeing how big you are. Even surface dwarves lose it. Us down here, though, we should be able to handle it just fine. Only not too much, and not every day, and not breathing the dust, and not direct in the blood. Ancestors' own bad luck.
Yeah, pretty dangerous. So working with lyrium made you crazy?
Not crazy, just a little forgetful. Don't worry, I'm fine when I work. Just look at my wares. I have the best blades here. Enchanted to hold fire, ice, anything you want to put in it.
Okay, sure.
Right.
Let's see.
Best in the trade, you know. I worked the ore myself.
A little crazy, but that's okay. Oh my god, that's expensive. 148 gold. Christ, alright. Wow, that's pricey. Alright. Those are also a lot of enchantment slots. He wasn't kidding. Alright, helmet. Heavy armor. Oh. Really expensive. Really nice, though. Health regen. Health regen. Healing effects received. Oof, that's nice, too. Really expensive. Who's the mirror for? These two, I'm pretty sure, are for Zevran. I don't know about that one. Probably two. Probably as well. Way too expensive for right now. No, okay, that's it for now. Come back to this. Yeah, no, Kylie, it is a, so, Kylie says, now I'm curious. It is a parody game. It's not like it's...
Oh, how dear of you.
It's not even a parody game. It is the web page for a parody game that was obviously, like, never actually released or anything. It was a joke. That, I hear a nug. There, nug. That was a nug. I don't know if you guys saw that. I clicked it before it ran away, but that was a nug. Oh, here's a cooking nug. That one's one being cooked. There you go. They're cute. They're cute. But the game is... It's not an actual game. It's a parody. It's a proposed parody game. It wasn't actually made or anything. It was an April Fool's joke, like I said. But it was about adventuring around the world of Thedas, which is the world of Dragon Age, as a nug, as one of these little creatures, and avoiding danger while trying to form relationships and such, and form, do stuff in society with other nugs. I thought it was hilarious. Maybe I'm an idiot.
I'm out of the nug game. Got nothing to sell.
Here, got a nug for you.
Saraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
Okay. 12 silver is not bad. Alright, but yeah, it is, I think it's kind of hilarious because I'm in on a lot of the BioWare humor. Like, inside jokes about BioWare games and how BioWare games work and their kind of reputation and stuff. This is, oh gosh, it looks like a cross between a pig and a corgi. Yeah, there's a little pig, there's a little corgi, there's a little guinea pig, there's a little naked mole rat, and there's a little raccoon because of the weird little hands. So, yes. A little of everything in a bizarre, creepy way. They're basically big, bald guinea pigs, but with hands. There's no denying that they are adorable. They're really cute. A little bit weird and disturbing, but mostly cute. Yeah, nothing up there. I thought there'd be something up there. Yeah, noble.
That's excellent armor. Dwarven make?
I'm wearing a robe.
From what I've come at a difficult time, I'm almost surprised we haven't seen blood running these streets.
That's true, actually. I mean, we did. Like, we walked in and, like, see, here's a nug. See its hands? See its hand feet? Look at that.
Radical changes that will offend the ancient paradigms.
Look at that.
Have our traditions no value?
They're creepy little hands. Don't you just love it? Isn't it just wonderful and adorable and... Alright, I'm gonna catch it. There we go. Okay. Oh my god.
Is it true there's civil war on the surface, too?
Actually, conveniently enough, yes. I don't need that, but I'll sell it, probably. This is what? Harrowmont Estate. Yeah, we should probably stop by there and see what he's up to. We'll check around elsewhere first.
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
True enough. It again, the whole on the verge of civil war thing because of political
News
disagreement,
of the
secession
hour.
crisis, all that.
Support Lord Harrowmont at your own peril. Darkspawn will overrun Orzammar within the year if he becomes king. Experts say.
Now, to be fair, I think he's actually correct about that. The experts are actually right about that. If I remember what happens if Harrowmont becomes king. I think that is the case, that things don't go so very well, if I recall. I don't remember if it's Darkspawn overrunning Orzammar within a year, but regardless, it's not a good outcome. The Shaperate. Let's go to the Shaperate, and then we might have to call it a night. We're about 10 minutes out from midnight. Okay, Shaperate. What amounts to the Hall of Records?
Thief!
Right?
Who would dare take from the memories?
Oh, okay.
Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shaperate. What have we been reduced to?
How did he know I was a warden? But, okay, fair enough. Did you get a good look at him?
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dusttown. They couldn't know the value.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll take a look.
I'm quite busy. Please do not disturb me.
Okay. Orta.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
Yes, Erica, getting towards the end of the stream. Like I said, I want to finish up here in the Shaperate, pick up any quests we can do, turn in, or at least talk to the guy about the Chantry. And then we'll probably wrap it up for tonight, and then pick up doing the rest of what's in Orzammar, and then dive into the Deep Roads sometime next week. So, what kind of research are you doing?
I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
Okay, I could try and find them.
You're from the surface. What do you know about fighting Darkspawn? There aren't even any expeditions planned until they settle this election. Otherwise, you need special permission from the Assembly or some great lord.
I am a Grey Warden.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrowmont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking, it's almost too much to hope.
I guess that was the implication. I kind of missed that the point of that was that she was trying to prove that she was a noble. I just thought it was trying to find this Tig for, for historical or for treasure reasons or whatnot. Or even for family history reasons, I guess, but the nobility thing hadn't struck me. But that makes sense, I suppose. I mean, especially in a society like the dwarves, right, in Orzammar, where everything is so very rigidly socially stratified.
Yes.
How, your caste, right, your place in society is so determined by your caste, that determines basically everything about your life. Right? You're not going to be able to move outside of your caste. You're not going to be able to do much at all.
I'll do it.
Hey, level up. Ooh, I don't know who that's for. I think that's for Win. Let's see. Loves of diligence. Who can wear those? Probably Alistair, I suppose. Oh, Duncan leveled up, of all people. Of all, not people, but you get the idea. Kylie says, good night, everyone. Love the live stream, as always. Can't wait for next time. Yeah, I will see you on Monday, where we'll be picking back up in Mass Effect 3, continuing from where we left off. Like I said, Monday, I am absolutely looking forward to it because we are probably going to be doing the Citadel DLC, which is one of the best DLCs any game has ever had. It is wonderful. Oh, good morning, Kevin. Almost morning. You know how it is. But it is the Citadel DLC is coming on Monday for Mass Effect 3. And then Thursday, once again, we're going to be picking up right around here. I want to talk to this guy first.
Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace.
Deal with some of this political stuff,
speak of the
and then into the
swiftness
deep
with
roads.
which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories.
How do you know who I am?
The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you.
Oh. Okay, I'd like your permission to open a chantry here.
That is an odd request.
Yes.
Especially for one so new to our city.
Also, yes. One of Orzammar's own has returned to spread the chant.
I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition?
Oh my god, that intimidation option is ridiculous. Would you rather wait for a human army to convert you? No, let's not do that. I could do cunning, but I don't have a lot of that for the charity point. Let's just go with persuade. What harm would it do to let him preach? Let's go with that.
Wherever this chantry has spread among humans, it replaced all beliefs preceding it. Were we to let these preachers into Orzammar, how long before the ancestors stop hearing the voices praising them?
Okay, well, let's try this one. The chantry's charities would greatly aid Orzammar.
What sort of charities do you mean?
Oh. Could provide work for the casteless.
I am not certain this is in Orzammar's best interests. Our castes have served us well, but it's possible this service could benefit our people. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more?
I tell you what, because we only have 5 minutes and I don't want to get into this too much because I'm probably going to want to talk about some of it. And it'll take more than 5 minutes in that case. I'm going to wait to talk to him about Orzammar's history until next time. We're going to start off with that. We're going to go talk to our brother, our Andrastian brother over there. And then we're going to resolve some of these political disputes. And then ultimately dive into the deep roads.
I will record this conversation in the memories. I hope I do not come to regret it.
Likewise. All right. So, like I said, I think that is, that's all the time we have for tonight. So, thank you all. I'm going to save one more time because you know how this gets. In any case, one more time. Thank you all for joining me. And make sure you join me again on Monday for more Mass Effect 3. We're going to be, like I said, doing the Citadel DLC. We're actually going to be doing the story stuff for it, which is utterly insane, crazy, and a ton of fun. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And then, once again, Thursday, we're going to be coming back right here, picking up right where we left off in Dragon Age Origins, talking to this guy, like I said, doing some political nonsense with the dwarves, and then possibly getting into the deep roads near the end of next stream. Anyway, like I said, that's all I've got for tonight. I hope all of you have a wonderful evening, a wonderful weekend, and see you all Monday. Bye-bye.